For candidate Paul Stafford, please.
My vision for downtown: clean it up. A clean city attracts business, attracts tourists, it'll attract doctors, lawyers, and Indian chiefs. A dirty city attracts crime, repels growth, and stymies progress. That's my vision for a start to downtown. Thank you.
Thank you. Gene Allen, please. For candidate, please.
Unfortunately, Mr. Wamper stole my answer. I don't know either. There are a lot of rumors. There's a lot of stories. There are a lot of ideas. And I think as a prudent council, we have to take a look at every option and make a decision based on what's best for the city, what's best for downtown. I've previously served on Kerrville Main Street Board and was president of that board my last year on it. Downtown is definitely a project that is near and dear to my heart and always will be. A vibrant downtown is always, no matter where you're at, Kerrville or Buffalo Gap, Minnesota, downtown is your heartbeat. So we have to be very careful in how we move forward.
Thank you very much. Robert Petty, please. Forward.
Yeah, the downtown area, specifically where the hospital is, again, I've seen some photos in the newspaper, some projected ideas as to what could happen, and I think temporarily it'll be open space, park type, until we get some more inputs. And my personal opinion on that is we go back to what the citizens want as well. You have to have some input from the citizens. We're going to have some businesses that want to develop that area, but what does Kerrville want? What do we want for our city? The downtown area is extremely important to all of us. We want it to be attractive. We want people to come visit. We want the citizens to come down and visit. We want tourists to spend their money to better improve our projects. So I think it's a very important project as to what we do when the hospital goes away, when it's finally completed and removed. We as a community have to come together and decide, what do we want downtown Kerrville to function as? What do we want it to look like? And that's the dream that I have for downtown Kerrville. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Scott Gross, place 3 candidate.
Well, I can tell you, but then I'd have to kill you. It has been an idea or 2 or 3 have been floated past the City Council, so there are lots of good things in the works. I think a vibrant downtown is key to economic development. But a couple of things you need to remember about economic development. Number one is that most job growth, 80%, about 80%, comes from existing businesses expanding. I think one of the things we need to do is encourage the businesses that we already have to stay and to grow. And speaking of that, when they brought Toyota into San Antonio, brought 1,800 jobs, population to population, that's roughly equivalent to 50 new jobs in Kerrville. And what the council did when we ran or authorized the running of water and sewer out to James Avery, we saved 285 jobs. That's approximately 5 Toyotas relative or proportionally to our size. That's an incredible economic development move. And it just is small because of the numbers, but in terms of what it means to Kerrville, it's a big area deal.
Thank you very much. Mr. Robert Keeble, you have 2 minutes.
I think Mr. Wamper said it best when he started this conversation. It's going to be largely up to the Sid Peterson Hospital Board and the Callow Foundation about what happens to our downtown. I know a lot of the downtown business owners. I'm friends with a lot of them. We have an awful lot of good people downtown, and we have some people doing incredible work down there. I agree with what the Place 4 candidate said about downtown being vital to our future. I think there's incredible promise and hope for downtown, and I think there's incredible promise and hope for the city of Kerrville as well. I've talked with a number of business owners who are thinking about locating here, and I think they're just looking for a welcoming and business-friendly civic attitude from our council, and that they will want to join us if we exhibit that.
Thank you very much. Any rebuttal at this time? Any more questions from the audience at this time? We have two over here, Mr. Bond.
My name's Kyle Bond, business owner and resident in Kerrville. Actually, I have a multi-part question. And with all the conversation that we had about tax dollars and EIC funding and everything else, it kind of weaves a common thread through this question. I'm going to ask one part, get your response, and I'll ask the second part. Do you, and I'm going to ask each council member to respond, or candidate to respond, do you believe that tourism is a viable industry for Kerrville, Texas?
Let's start with Robert Keeble.
Absolutely I do, and I think it's critical. It kind of goes back to my comments about the importance of the Ranger Foundation earlier. I think that tourism, and I think Sudie Burdick would agree with this, is a huge potential for our community, and I think that an awful lot of people in our community are supportive of it based on it helping them with their tax situation. Every dollar that we can generate for our 4B sales tax is just one step further that we take toward reducing or at least preventing our ad valorem from increasing. And I think that it can be huge in that area. I think that we have to get busy with trying to promote what we already have and trying to create and recruit what we don't have.
Thank you, Scott Gross. Please place 3 candidate.
No question about it, the tourism and healthcare are our strong suits, and we need to play to what we do best. There's no question about that. One of the things that Kerrville has that Fredericksburg doesn't have is we've got a river, and we need to take advantage of that river. And I think when you see the unfolding of the river trail, it's going to blow you away. And if you ever get a chance to walk out on the unfinished pavilion, and it will soon be finished, I'm sure, you're not going to believe how beautiful that site is. So the river is something we need to take advantage of in a huge way. It begs the question, do we need a convention and visitors center? And I think the answer is yes, if it's done right, but no, if it's not done right. We have 600 convention-ready rooms in this town at peak occupancy. There's only 90 left to support. That won't support a convention center. So we have to have some sensible choices in this area. Either the city can build it and hope that they will come. Not a good plan. I'm not for that. That's it's $12 to $18 million. Or a developer can come in and build a whole enchilada. I don't think that'll happen either. I believe it's going to be somewhere in the middle of that. Our attitudes and preferences survey, yes, we did another survey at the request of the chamber, I think it was, said that people like Kerrville because it has local restaurants and small shops. We don't want to change or destroy the character of Kerrville. It is the goose that laid the golden egg.
Thank you, Robert. Eddie, please forward.
I'm a member of the Kerrville Parks and Recreation Advisory Board and have been for over the last 2 years. So I've seen in the river trail in development for quite some time, and it will be quite a sight. Tourism is going to be important in the future for Kerrville. I would prefer that other people come in and spend a lot of money here and boost our economy, use our restaurants, our facilities, and we will be able to use some of that monies to better our facilities and whatever legalities that we run into, and that's all divided up. I think our community will be a better, thriving community with a little bit of tourism where people can spend their money wisely on our facilities. Thank you.